All right, Sports Inquirer here with Coach Collier from Georgia Tech Volleyball. Team had a strong run this past weekend against Clemson and Virginia. We'll go to each match specifically, but overall, what were your impressions of those road victories? What did the team do well?
I think we definitely played well at places where historically we haven't played well. Those are two really tough environments to play. They get good crowds. So it was good to see just our demeanor on the court. I think we played with a lot of confidence. We kind of didn't get intimidated by the environment. Just played a really clean game. We were offensively able to put up some good numbers against both of those teams. Very diverse offense. So I think that we took some steps in the direction that we've been working with some of the things with our offense, and we were able to do that last weekend.
Against Clemson, that first matchup, you hit over 40%. Have you been involved, at least here at Georgia Tech, was that one of the better offensive performances just because of the efficiency and how the team's able to execute?
Yeah, I think it shows the maturity of the team. We're not making a lot of mistakes. I think that we're making smart choices with the sets that are not there, and then we're executing in the situations that we need to be executing at, just handling the ball. So I think that we're doing that at a more mature and efficient level, which is great to see.
And that match was also on television. We know you have the ACC package online, but it was actually on Fox Sports.
Yeah.
Does that make a difference? Two things. One, do you notice a boost? Do you advertise it? Do you try to tell people that, hey, we're on TV? And also, do the players even notice that type of thing? Or are they just so used to playing and don't even know if there's an extra camera or anything like that?
It's just a game for them. We try not to kind of get them too worried about that. We know for us, definitely, we had recruits and alumni and friends, and everybody was like, hey, you guys look great. You guys played well. And so it's cool to be able to just kind of have a broader audience out there and be able to connect with some people that you usually don't connect with. So it was definitely a great opportunity. It's fun to be a part of, and hopefully more and more they'll continue to give the sport opportunities to be out there.
And then the Virginia matchup, that second contest from the weekend, defensively, you held them to 9% hitting, which was one of the strong performances you've had in the season. What were you able to do on the defensive side in that contest, come out with the victory?
Yeah, I think London had a great match. I think that we served really well the majority of the match. I know the first two games we didn't have any missed serves, and then we had a couple missed serves in the third game. But we were able to just really put pressure on them with our serve, and that kind of just makes it easier for our block and defense overall. We just came in with a good defensive game plan, and our players were able to just execute it, so it was great.
And talk to the players, especially the upperclassmen. It seemed like maybe a year or two, those type of matches would have been losses on the road, different times, things like that. But discuss the maturation of the team and being able to have the maturity to handle teams that they should handle on paper and just being able to execute.
Right. I think it's great. It shows a lot. When I first got here, our team was not a team that played well on the road. And since from day one, our goal as a staff has been to create an identity on how we play the game of volleyball, regardless of opponent ranking, where you play, when you play. This is how you play the game. And I think that we have this season, more than any other time, been able to be consistent with just how we show up, enjoying kind of the ups and downs of the match, not getting too high, not getting too low, just being able to understand that momentum is part of the game, and we're going to lose some and we're going to gain some momentum back, and just be, I think, very mature about just the game and being able to control our emotions and really be a little more business oriented on the court. And I think it has really helped us.
Now you have Boston College and Syracuse here, two other teams kind of the bottom half of the standings. What's the team working on in practice and just prepare for these contests and continue that maturity, as you mentioned?
I think the first thing is we're not by any means overlooking any of those two teams. We know that they're very capable of competing with us, playing at a very high level. Boston College went 5 with UNC, and UNC is the top team in our conference right now. So again, very capable of playing at high level. So our goal is to continue to get better every time that we step on the court. And so we're focusing on our side, how do we get better? And today we'll start preparing for Boston College, and then on Saturday we'll get a chance to focus on Syracuse a little bit more. But another team that again has had a great season last year. They have had some good wins this year. And I know that any team that steps in here, I mean, it's a fun environment to play in. You're playing a game, they play hard, so it's always fun to play at home. And I think that it's really from how we're learning that it's not about the other side, it's about our side and how we play the game and how we play together and the culture that we're building. And I think that those are still things in our mind is how do we put out our best performance every time that we step on the court.
And lastly, off the court, Ashley Askin, she had a big article online, and she's talked about her type 1 diabetes in the past, but this is the first time I think she's really put it out there and open, and she's trying to help the cause.
Right.
And she discussed just her contributions to the team on and off the court, and then also you managing that. She mentioned having to handle that during some matches, makes you feel better than others. And as a coach, just how do you handle that, and as far as a coach and helping your athlete out?
I think we just, I think for her, it's mainly just the communication with us. How do we, get a feel of how she's feeling? We're not pushing her, but we're not holding her back too much as well. And I think actually Ashley came into us very mature about the whole situation. I think she's in very good control of how she manages her diabetes and what are the things that she has to do when she's low and she's high. Our team has had educational sessions and things like that, so we know how to be here for her and how to help her in any situation, and it just created a big awareness for all of us. And I think that's great that she's coming together. There are other athletes here at Tech too that suffer that, and they're coming together and they're creating awareness. And I think that we get little kids in camp all the time that love to talk to her and just, hey, my daughter goes through the same situation, how do you do? And she's been a great mentor and role model, I think, for those young kids, and being able to play at the level that she plays, it's really special. So I mean, we're definitely fortunate to have her. I think that she's doing a great job being a leader and being a role model to young kids and being a voice for that cause, and we're definitely as a program trying to support it and just create that safety net for her that yes, let's create awareness and let's make sure that everybody kind of does their best with their situation.